Colts still in the pursuit of perfection, while the Jets, well, maybe not according to Rex Ryan, but they technically are still in pursuit of the playoffs. Jason Horowitz, NFL.com's Pat Kirwan. Glad to be with you on the NFL Preview Show presented by Tyson Anytizers, and saying that, not really sure that they're in the playoff race because of what happened to the Falcons, but they are still there. But they've got to go into Indianapolis and beat a team that is still playing the healthy first stringers, and of course that also means Peyton Manning. How do you do that when nobody else has all season?
Can you talk the coaches of the Colts to get Peyton Manning out of the game? Because that's the only way they're going to do it. If Peyton plays the whole game, they will lose the game. Can they get him off the field? Maybe they can. In 2005, in Week 15, they played Peyton for 3 series and moved him out of the game. So are you thinking they're reviewing that old formula? Can you get him out of there? I know if you can, you got a chance, because that's the only way. But here's what I think's really going on. I think when they get into these games, people get attached to the emotion of the game. Peyton talks the coaches into letting him play. He promises them he's going to get rid of the ball, but he's up against the #1 blitzing defense. And what Rex Ryan's going to say is, I'll get him out of the game. I'm going to blitz him every play. And we're going to tag him enough that the coach on the other side wants him out, and then we'll win this game.
Well, maybe you would have thought that last week, too, against an injured Matt Ryan, but they registered 0 sacks against the Atlanta Falcons last week. You don't get any on Matt Ryan, it's very hard to get some on Peyton Manning as well.
I agree.
Having said that, the Jets need to score points, all right? When you go up against the Indianapolis Colts, you have to score points. Last week, just 7. They botched a bunch of plays, 3 field goals. 1 went wide right, 1 was blocked, and 1 they couldn't get the snap down. This is a team predicated on running the football. Can they do that enough in this ball game?
Well, look, I think Thomas Jones is a very underrated running back, and we talked about it last week. He scored more touchdowns on the ground than Adrian Peterson or Chris Johnson over the last 2 years. But when you play the Colts, you get stuck in a situation where you can't stick with the run as they score. And when I watch the Colts by halftime, those guys are expecting to put 17 to 21 points on the board by halftime. How do you go as the Jet coaches into the locker room, maybe down 14 points, and say, hey, they may not be playing Manning in the second half, but we like to keep running the ball? You can't. You go in there, you start throwing, and as soon as you say, we're going to shift the pressure from Thomas to Mark Sanchez, the Jets are done.
Well, and that's the other part, too, because Mark Sanchez, at times this season, has showed great ability, but for the majority of the season, I think he has shown more of the rookie ability, and that may be an issue here in this ballgame as well.
When you look at Mark Sanchez, look, he's up against Peyton Manning as it relates to the quarterbacks running the teams. He's made, and I'll make the number quick for you, 27 more mistakes. When you look at sacks, interceptions, and fumbles, he's done that 27 more times than Peyton Manning. So he's going to make more mistakes. He's going to give the ball back to the Colts. He's going to do things that he can't. And even if they just use Dwight Freeney and Mathis on pass downs, not only as speed rushers, but contain speed rushers so he can't run that bootleg. That's what they really want to do with him now. Run the ball, get him outside in a simple passing game. Those two ends aren't going to let him do that.
Great matchup to watch in this ballgame. On the other side, though, Darrelle Revis, the corner for the Jets, maybe the best in the NFL right now, against Reggie Wayne. He'll shut him down. He's shut down every wide receiver he's gone against this season. Andre Johnson, Randy Moss, T.O., Steve Smith, Roddy White, all of them. See if he shuts down Reggie Wayne, but the problem is you still have to deal with Austin Collie. You still have to deal with Dallas Clark. And you still have to deal with Pierre Garçon.
Yeah, and you still have to deal with Joseph Adai in the check down. Yeah. I've seen when they've gone against great corners, what happens is, Reggie Wayne's over there, and you know what? It changes the coverages because they have an extra guy for someone. They can still bracket off Dallas Clark, but Peyton Manning has shown me time and time again, you bracket off our best tight end, and you cover that receiver over there with an elite corner. I love Austin Collie. Pierre Garçon may not go, but guess who's practicing? Anthony Gonzalez. And they could actually be better.
And all of a sudden they're getting maybe they're timing down for the guy who was supposed to be the #2 receiver this season. It's 4:15 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For more on this game, stay with CBSSports.com. That'll do it for the NFL Preview Show, presented by Tyson Anytizers, the meaty Good Man Snack. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.